Thank you, Madam Ruth, and I appreciate the question from
2 minutes, please.
a colleague there. I think data is now, I would say probably data is even more than money. Because once you have the information, you can mold it and tilt it and do anything you want with it. So with the interest of time, I will not go into very deep detail. But if you look today, we are operating in a world where artificial intelligence is leading pretty much everything. You will know ChatGPT or whatever, GTP, whatever name they call it. The way things are moving fast now. And so in the industry we are operating, we are actually not on isolation. A lot has been done in terms of harnessing data, and whereas in the Tanzania market maybe you won't see the publications coming out. But if you go, even in one area where we got, if you talk about the digital financial services, these products we are already offering, the MOBIs, the IBs, what is behind those platforms is a huge amount of data. If you look up these mobile loans, which we are giving, and I know there are a couple of banks which are already doing mobile loans, that activity of harnessing to do the scoring until you get to know which client you will give a loans of this amount and that amount and that amount is all based on data, and that data is coming from the public. And in a way, what we are now seeing, the partnership the banking sector is having with the telcos is because the telcos actually are the ones who are holding the best data when it comes to banking. For example, if we are giving a mobile loan today, this SIM card can help us tell you your consumption pattern, your calling frequency, that is why sometimes you are asked, Salioli Meisha borrow. It's not because they like you, they know that already you can actually access a loan. So that amount of data which is there is the one we are using. We are talking in many other markets, and I think one platform, one forum within our group at KCB Group, we are talking about establishing a digital bank. So this digital bank, and I know in other markets it's already there, is going to be based on that. Now, once you are able to partner with telcos and whoever has data, including NIDA, for example, I know now we use NIDA to open our account. That is all about how we are doing it. It's a moving platform. We cannot say you have it, you're finished. It's continuing to grow. And as I said earlier, the main thing to do with this information is how we are going to build our risk absorbers to be able to allow us to do the right modeling and scoring so that we don't end up into large NPLs. We are doing what we call more loans in one of these countries which I'm leading. It started last year. Huge amount of potential we are seeing there. So we are saying we are using data, we are not there yet, it's a moving platform and it's a growing area. And coming from the university, and I think some other talked about even establishing a platform where we'll use the youth from specific institutions to help us model this. And we will invite you to talk to us. We have TBA chair here. You can side talk with us and see how we can utilize the platform at the University of Dar es Salaam and other institutions to continue to grow our market.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Data is the future. Yeah, Professor, the last two questions, please.
Okay, so this is about talented financial manpower. What I was saying was that as financial systems become more complex, as we have stock markets, and now we have climate finance, things are becoming very complex. And we cannot go on with business as usual. And one of the challenges that I faced at ARC was it was too macroeconomically oriented. It had very limited capability. I tried to bring up capabilities in finance. Right? So there's a variety of ways. One is, as banks, as institutions, banks, should really partner and help strengthen finance curricula at universities. I think you should really, first of all, by the way, we have a governance forum at ARC, and Bank of Tanzania is the founder. We had 12 central banks that convened, right, to enhance the analytical capacity in finance and risk management. And the other is that there are positive externalities, not dependency. For instance, this new U.S. Biden Africa Summit leadership, it puts a lot of emphasis on self-reliance in Africa, and also on digital transformation, on issues that I'm talking about. So really, instead of going to those guys and asking, give me money, ask them to actually provide technical assistance so that you'll become internally capacitated right in this country. And then, by the way, G20, I serve on G20 Compact Advisory Panel. The same thing. They do have resources. Use outside resources to empower internally, and then also do internally. So I think together you should be able to do that. By the way, there's no choice. You know, talented financial manpower is an economic growth phenomenon, right? So, and then I don't know the extent to which you are actually partnering with the universities, University of Dar es Salaam or Arusha, or helping build finance. Yeah, thank you. The second question.
On risks and opportunities. Yeah, so how do you spot the opportunities from Carol?
Okay, I think what she was talking about was the balance, is that right? So when we have a crisis, we're actually trading. The immediate reaction is, how do we mitigate? How do we try and get out of this, right?
Or Mr. Philip. Mr. Philip, you talked about the risk registers and the opportunities. So maybe you are the best person to actually respond to the question, please.
Yes, I did that. Thank you. One of the things that I know banks can look at, for example, issues of technology that we are talking about. We have seen, and I think it's also the same in this market, that banking institutions now have seen the significance of ICT and the importance of being innovative and so forth. And they've established innovation hubs within the market. But what we're also seeing in Zimbabwe is that there's now a trend where I think now we have about 4 or 5 banks. They have established ICT companies. As part of there's an affiliate, there's a holding company, established an ICT company, and they've been very aggressive. One of the banks is NMB. It's very aggressive. They are reaching out